I'm like, you guys have to be kidding me. Because if I miss this flight that I pay £477 for, you people will pay me, because I was mad. Hey guys, hey fam, hey people of Earth, welcome back to the channel. On this video, I'm going to be talking about how I left the UK. I'm going to tell you how I left the UK because first off, my visa was not expired, okay? Let's get that down. My visa was not expired and I left. So you're going to get the juice, the details, and the sauce. And I'm also going to be sharing how much it cost me to come back to Nigeria. So that maybe after this video, some of you are going to send pounds and dollars to my account because a girl is broke. Oh, a girl is broke. Do you want me to be begging on the streets? Send pounds and dollars, okay? All right, so if you've not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the subscribe button now, no get issues. Please hit the subscribe button and let's get started. Okay, so first of all, my visa, the visa I got to study in the UK, which is known as the Tier 4 student visa, but now it is known as the student's visa. The Tier 4 student visa, my visa was supposed to expire in January 2021, okay? But because of COVID-19 and the fact that I could not get any flight out of the UK, flight was being cancelled here and there. My flight was booked with Air France and it kept being cancelled. Before January, it had been cancelled like twice and rescheduled. But then at the beginning of January, they cancelled the flight and then they told me that they can't find another available date, but that they will keep me posted once there's an available date. So as at January, I did not have a travel date. Now, the thing is, as you already know, or if you don't know, if you're new to this channel, I went to the UK on a scholarship. So it was my scholarship body that booked my return flight. So they are the ones that booked it with Air France and all of that. The very moment when I was going to the UK, they also booked my return flight at the same time, okay? So in January, realizing that I did not have a travel date, and I did not want to stay there illegally because once my visa expires and I'm still in the UK, then I'm staying illegally. That was when my housemate got talking to me. You see, once again, why I say information is vital. He told me that there is something known as an assurance to remain, which means that I can apply for an extension of my visa and bring up the extenuating circumstance that I'm facing. And then I went on the government website, the UK government website, and then I realized there's even an exception for people who are having flight issues with COVID. They realized that was an issue, so they put it on the site. If you're having this issue, send us an email and send us the proof of cancellation and all of that. So I took all the screenshots I needed, added it to the email, sent it to the Home Office. And when I did not hear from them, I was worried because if they don't give me that extension, I don't want to stay in the country illegally, right? So I was so grateful to God. The extension came after like 2 weeks and they told me they had extended my visa from January to the end of March. So I was like, okay, that's enough time for Air France to book my flight. Now they now rebooked my flight in February. And the next thing again, by the end of February, they cancelled my flight. They said they are having, COVID-19, whatever. They cancelled the flight again. Then we started the month of March. By middle of March, they cancelled my flight again. I was like, what is this? Finally, they now booked a flight for me, but I did not like the date. So, and I called them that I want to rebook it for a different date. So on the call, that's when I now got a new information I had not known of before. So because I was flying with Air France, I was supposed to go from UK to Paris, then Paris to Nigeria. But because of Brexit, if you don't know what Brexit is, it means UK, the United Kingdom, has left the European Union. Right, that's what Brexit is. Because of Brexit, though, they told me that if I want to lay over in France, I need what is called a transit visa. And when I was talking to the customer service rep, I was like, this is strange. Because when I was going to the UK, I went from Abuja to Paris, Paris to UK. So I was like, I stopped in Paris when I was coming. I did not need a transit visa. And she's like, yes, she knows. But because of Brexit, I need a transit visa to stay in the airport. Literally, I'm not going to enter Paris, so just to sit in the airport, because my layover in airport was supposed to be 1 hour. Just to sit in the airport for 1 hour, I needed a transit visa. I was like, this is crazy. So I was like, how do I do it? She's like, I have to apply on the French embassy, like apply through the French embassy. I'm like, that's going to take a process. Like visa will take another couple of weeks. And my own visa in the UK is expiring by the end of March. How can I get a visa before it expires? Do you understand? Like how? So I went on the French embassy and then I realized that it's going to take like 3 weeks. So when I apply, it's going to take 3 weeks before they give me the transit visa. In 3 weeks time, we have entered April. My visa in UK would have expired and I will now be illegal. I'm like, no, this is not working. So I told her, I said, can they reroute my flight? Rerouting my flight means they will cover the expense themselves and move me to a different airline. So I was like, can they reroute it to British Airways? They are like, unfortunately, they are unable to reroute it. I'm like, so what does that mean? What happens? She's like, I have to get the transit visa. I'm like, you're not getting me. My visa in the UK is gonna expire. I did not see the sense in applying for another like extension of my visa. Even the Home Office would be like, why is this guy just applying for extension every time? So I did not want to do that, and then maybe even the Home Office rejects me. I was just, thinking. So with all the whole back and forth, I realized I needed to apply for another extension. So I sent the Home Office another email, applied for an extension. They now extended my visa till the end of April. So they just gave me 1 month. Now, the first time they gave me 2 months. This second time they gave me 1 month extension. By the end of March, I realized that there's no two ways about it. I need to apply for the transit visa. But because at the same time, I was not so sure that if I apply for the transit visa under the French embassy, I'm going to get it. So I realized it's most likely I won't go with Air France. Whew, the stress, fam, the stress. During that time, I was going through a lot of stress, coupled with the fact that there was this video I made where I told you guys I was owing money in council tax, and I was also trying to pay my rent. Like, there's just a lot of expense on me that time. And then I realized I had to book another flight. So I had to forego the flight I had with Air France and look for a direct flight to Nigeria. The only direct flight I could find was with British Airways. And if you travel, British Airways is expensive. So I had to book a flight with British Airways. I booked a direct flight, and it was £477, which pained me because that's almost £500. That's a lot of money. It pained me, still paying me to still continue to pay me till tomorrow. So I had to book my own flight with my own money, and then I paid for that, and my flight was booked. Now, because of all the expenses I had, if I had stayed in the month of April, if I had stayed here like in the UK throughout the month of April, I was going to incur more money. So I was still going to have to pay council tax. So after clearing down my £600 debt in council tax, I was still going to pay another one in April. Then I was still going to pay my rent. Then I was still going to do transport, feeding. It was just a lot of expense, and I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving. It's okay. I have tried. I have tried to stay in the UK. I have done everything I can. Nothing is working. By the way, I'm going to make a video talking about my biggest rejections, because some people feel like I just left the UK without trying. I had major rejections. I'm going to make a detailed video about that. Just remind me if I forget. I'm going to do that. So yeah, I was like, I've tried. Let me just leave. So I booked my flight for the 7th of April, even though my visa was expiring on the 30th of April. I was like, I just need to go. Like, I'm done. I'm tired. And I just want to leave the country. So in order to leave the UK, because of COVID-19, and the world has changed, I had to do what they called a fit to travel test. The fit to travel test cost me £125, and the normal NHS test, because I've done a lot of COVID tests with NHS, that one is not accepted. You have to take a proper fit to travel test from a laboratory that is recognized by the UK government. So that was what I did. I had to book that test. That test cost me £125, and the nearest center to me from Portsmouth was Winchester. I had to pay £65 to go there and come back. So that cost me about £190, that test, okay? So you need to do that test, I think 72 hours or 98 hours before your flight confirm. I can't remember. Before your flight. So I did that. And then also to enter Nigeria, you would have to pay for a COVID test, and you also have to upload this result of fit to travel. So on the NCDC International Travel Portal, I had to create my profile, upload my negative fit to travel result, and then pay the Nigerian government 39,500 for another test that they will do when I enter Nigeria after 7 days. But so I made the payment for this, but then it did not reflect. So I paid online, it did not reflect. It was still saying pending, that I had not paid, but I had been debited from my account. I called customer service in Nigeria from the UK. I'm like, see what's happening. They're like, you know what, give it 2 hours. I gave it 2 hours, it had not reflected. I called them, they said give it to the next day. My flight was the next day in the evening. I called, I'm like, this was happening. They said, don't worry, that it's going to reflect before my flight in the night, because my flight was in the night around, I think, 10. I went to the airport. Next thing, they said that I cannot board my flight if that thing does not reflect as paid. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have paid. See the debit alert. See my call log with the customer service rep in Nigeria. I'm like, if you want, I can call the customer service rep right now so they can explain to you that I've been talking to them. They said, no, nothing like that. I was like, I don't even have a problem paying again. But if I pay again, what are the chances that it's going to reflect? So I called customer service again. They said, that even if I want to pay again, they will advise me not to pay with the same Nigerian account that I use. I have to use another account, and my other account in Nigeria is not functional, so I only had one account at that time. I'm like, you guys have to be kidding me, because if I miss this flight that I paid £477 for, you people will pay me, because I was mad. Because imagine me missing my flight when I'm right there in the airport because of 39,500 I did not reflect. So calm down, Chidera. So I now had to call my friend, a friend of mine, and then he now gave me his bank details, and then he made the payment. As God will have it, the payment reflected. So I made 2 payments for that test. Now here's the frustrating thing. I was not the only Nigerian at the airport whose payment did not reflect. We were more than 10. I'm not exaggerating. We're more than 10 whose payment did not reflect. There was this girl that literally had to go home because the test she had was not even her own problem was different. She did not have the proper fit to travel test. She had the NHS test, and she wasn't told that you need the fit to travel one, not the NHS one. So that's how she had to miss her flight. But I think she spoke to the attendants and they were able to help her rebook it or something. But guy, we're more than 10 that had the same issue of payment showing as pending. There was this post I saw, Baba, he's a musician in Nigeria, Two-Face, spoke about it. He was frustrated as well. That's the frustration I felt at the airport. As God will have a glory to Jesus, I boarded my flight. See what I go? So in addition to the documents I had to submit, there's something called a declaration of travel document. That one is provided by the UK government, because at that time there was restriction on international travel, which I could have been fined £5,000 for if I was traveling for reasons that were not legit. So I needed to fill that form on the government's website, declaration for international travel, and I also submitted it at the immigration control. So they had to approve that the reason I was leaving the UK was legit. So that's one other document I submitted. Then when I arrived in Nigeria, they now sent me details for my test that I was supposed to do after 7 days. So after 7 days, I went for the test, did the follow-up test. It was negative. Now, then came the hassle of trying to get my 39,500 back from the Nigerian government, back from NCDC. It was a crazy hassle. I called these people right from the first day I arrived in Nigeria. I'm like, oh, my 39,500, where is it? They said, don't worry, that it's going to be reversed in a couple of days. Don't talk these people back. Has she come the same thing that they are working on it? Then I now spoke to another customer service rep. She was not saying something else, that it has not been reversed, or that there's nothing like that they are unable to reverse it. I'm like, why am I getting conflicting messages from different customer service rep? I had to go to Twitter to drag them, because it seems in Nigeria, if you don't drag people on Twitter, they're not gonna respond. So I dragged them because I was frustrated. I made the post on Twitter and I told a lot of people to help me retweet it and all of that. Finally, GT Bank replied me, okay? And then they reimbursed me my money. And even from making that thread on Twitter, I now realized I was not the only one that did more than one-time payments. And then a lot of people too had not gotten their money back. Like, it's just crazy. Well, thank God I got my 39.5 back. So at the end, I only paid once. So in total, this is the amount I spent and the stress that I went through to come back home. In addition, I had to weigh bill some of my stuff, like, because I couldn't carry all my luggages on the flight, or else I will pay for extra luggage, which is expensive, especially on British Airways. I had to pay for it to be shipped down. So I paid £117 for that to bring it all the way down to Nigeria. So yeah, there you have it. This is how I left the UK. This is what I spent to leave the UK, and you're welcome. Alright guys, till next time, please don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, let me know, okay, what you think. Are you going to dash me back the $500,000 that I spent? Because if you do the conversion of all the money I mentioned, is actually £500,000 naira, okay, to come back to this country. So till next time, until next upload next week, thank you so much for being a part of this community. And if you've not subscribed to my mailing list, click on the link below to be a part of the inner circle where you get all the secret juice. All right. Till next time guys, thank you so much. Bye bye.